question is, are you ready?
What do you guys want to talk about?
Let me talk to you.
Throwdown Nation, what is going on? We are live on a Wednesday evening. It is May 6th, 2026. We are rolling on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter/X, on Facebook, and on Twitch. It is episode 224 of The Throwdown, the community on the interwebs where we celebrate the art and sport of professional wrestling with a strong focus on the indies. I'm your host, Matt, and today we are throwing down with a wrestler based in the great state of Texas who is rapidly becoming an in-demand name on the indies, especially on the Texas scene. My friends, welcome with me, Ryan Dayze. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Matt.
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to this. I'm glad we figured out the little technical hiccups and actually made this happen.
Oh, absolutely.
So for those of you that are watching live, if you have any questions or comments, just throw them in the chat and we'll either handle them as we go or do a little Q&A at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started with the first and the most obvious question, and that is, how long have you been wrestling?
I've been in the independent scene for going on 15 years now.
So you've been doing this for a minute. Looks like we just lost your picture. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we just lost your picture. You there? Maybe not. Aha.
I'm not sure what happened. This is a technical
Okay, well, anyway, so 15 years, so you've been doing this for a minute.
Oh, yes, sir. For a hot minute.
So who actually trained you, or is training you? Because it's a never-ending process.
Yeah, training never stops. You're always learning new things. But my original trainers were the NWA Wrestling Revolution. And then I finished more training over with Caprice Coleman, which is from ROH, Michael Carver, which is from Nexus, and Lodi from WCW.
Very cool. So you have sat under a fair number of learning trees.
Oh, yes.
Nice, nice. So in the earliest stages of your wrestling training, what was the most challenging aspect of professional wrestling for you to wrap your mind and body around?
Mainly the mental. The physical, I was always into sports and activities. But with this, it was more mental. Like, you're training your mind basically hurt itself.
Mm-hmm.
So in reality, it was the bumps. The bumps scared the crap out of me in the beginning, but like I said, you're training your body, you're training your mind to hurt itself.
Right, right. Interestingly enough, one of my recent guests was talking about the very same thing, and that how, you know, so much of what you do in professional wrestling is counterintuitive to the human survival instinct, and and you're having to sort of unlearn some of your most basic instincts as a human being. So
Yeah, the body's not meant to be thrown around like this. So
no,
it was all mental.
for sure, for sure. So you mentioned that you had done other sports and such. What kind of an athletic and or martial arts background did you have prior to professional wrestling?
I didn't have any martial arts background, to be honest. I was more of a football and baseball player.
Gotcha. What positions did you play in football and baseball?
Baseball, I was a shortstop, and football, I was a wide receiver quarterback.
Nice, nice. So I'm presuming that you've been at least a fan of professional wrestling the majority of your life. Is that pretty accurate?
That's 100% accurate.
What would you say is your earliest wrestling-related memory?
I don't remember the match off the top of my head, but the one that got me hooked was either Shawn Michaels or Eddie Guerrero.
Gotcha. What was the very...
No, I do believe, I do remember the match. It was Eddie versus Ray at Halloween Havoc.
Oh, nice. Nice. Old WCW stuff. Yep. You know, I'm an older guy. I've been a fan since I was around 11, and I'll be 57 in the fall. So I've been following the business since the early 1980s. And, you know, my earliest exposure to professional wrestling was as a kid in Florida watching the old Florida Championship Wrestling with Gordon Soley doing commentary. And the first feud I remember kind of being invested in was Dusty Rhodes and Kevin Sullivan.
Oh, wow. So that was more of the Von Erich era, correct?
Yeah, this would have been 1981 to 1982, somewhere in that span of time. So yeah, you know, as a kid, you know, I kind of grew up in the territory days. And I was always, you know, a Florida Championship Wrestling and Georgia Championship Wrestling, which ended up morphing into WCW eventually. And, you know, I was always a WCW guy. And, you know, I still remember that back in the mid-'80s when McMahon made his move and tried to basically take over the time slot on WTBS with WWF programming. And that always put just a bad taste in my mouth for WWF, and I intentionally did not watch WWF until I was in college. I felt this loyalty to WCW, and you know, I really didn't watch much WWF, like I said, until I was in college. And then, you know, watch the whole Monday Night Wars and thus and such, you know. I always do kind of wonder what would have happened if WCW had won the Monday Night Wars. It would have been interesting to see where professional wrestling would be now.
It wouldn't be the same.
We'll never know. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. So, What was the very first live show you attended as a fan?
I was a kid. I don't remember what year it was. It was I remember it was a house show, and I believe that was the time when it was Batista and Rey Mysterio. I remember they main evented that show. I believe Batista went over. I was maybe 12, 13, give or take.
Nice, nice. So, obviously the physical side of this is all extremely important. So tell us a bit about your gym routine, and in your mind, what would be the most crucial exercise or group of exercises for you to keep in ring shape?
The biggest exercise that I try to focus on, I don't really do a lot of heavy lifting. I do more cardio.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing I really focus on.
Got you. Got you. So, away from wrestling, what are some of your other hobbies and interests? Well, what do you like to do with your spare time, whatever spare time you might have?
That I may have.
Yeah.
Going to the beach, fishing, cooking, and basically that's it. I don't do too much.
Got you. What do you like to cook?
I'm originally from Louisiana, so anything seafood.
Nice. Nice. So, we're mostly a wrestling related show, obviously, but we do dabble a little bit into pop culture here and there, and I'm always looking for recommendations. So, by any chance, are you watching or listening to anything really cool right now?
Not really, to be honest. I don't really have
Okay,
time to watch TV or do anything.
gotcha. So, outside of wrestling, what person inspires you the most and why?
My children,
How many kids do you have?
I have two,
How old are they?
12 and 11. So they're my inspiration for
Nice.
it.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, I've got an almost 17-year-old son. So, kids are amazing, man. And there's nothing like being a dad.
Excuse me. Yeah, you got me a little bit under the weather right now.
Yeah, I'm actually just getting over a sinus infection, so I feel you, man. It's that time of year. So, what part of Texas are you in?
I'm in South Texas.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I was actually born in San Angelo out in West Texas and lived for my first 6 years or so in San Antonio.
Yeah, I'm based out of McAllen.
Okay. Okay. So what is your favorite thing about McAllen?
Nothing really.
Okay.
If I'm being honest, nothing really.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So, they say that the best wrestling personas are usually yourself turned up to 1,000. So tell us about in-ring Ryan Dayze and kind of compare and contrast him with everyday you.
All right, so everyday me, I'm sweet, kind, heartwarming. I'll take the shirt off my back for anybody else. Ryan is a sadistic asshole. He just doesn't give a shit. He doesn't respect nobody. He does what he wants when he wants, how he wants.
Gotcha. So tell us how the persona has evolved over time, or has it?
It hasn't really. A majority of my career, I've been a heel, so I've been sticking with that.
Gotcha. Do you ever
If it's
find
not
you're
broken,
in?
let's fix it, right? Uh-oh. There you go.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Um, so, do you ever find your in-ring persona bleeding over into everyday you?
Oh no. I
You're
I draw the line between my wrestling gimmick and my real life gimmick.
good, good. So, tell us about your very first match. What was it like? How did it go? What were your thoughts? Let's hear
It
about
went
the first one.
it went horrible. I remember that like it was the back of my head. That match was no more than maybe 2 3 minutes. I was green. I wasn't. I wasn't. I don't know why the promoter thought I was ready. I wasn't ready. So they put me in a match where I knew I wasn't going to be able to perform. So that's one match I do not like to think about.
Gotcha. Well, we've heard about the first one. Now, if you can narrow it down, what has been your favorite match that you've been a part of?
All time or recently?
Either.
Recently I did a ladder match in Houston. Um, that's my most recent favorite. My all-time favorite, I believe it was a tag match, and I'm not really much of a tag specialist, but it was in my hometown at the Lake Charles Civic Center in front of a couple 100,000 people. Not 100,000, but a couple thousand people.
Nice, nice. So, you've been doing this long enough that I'm sure you've developed any number of these, but what would you say is your biggest wrestling related pet peeve?
Rookies thinking they know everything, thinking they can come in and talk to the vets and basically bark orders or try to tell it. Like if a rookie comes up to me and I'm scheduled to work the rookie, if he comes up to me telling me like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do, I was like, no, you're gonna do what I say we're gonna do. Like there's gonna be a ring
Yeah,
general and you're gonna listen. Like if
yeah,
that means I gotta squash you, then you're gonna be squashed. But this is gonna be how you're gonna pay your dues.
yep. So, if you could only be one, would you rather be great in the ring or great on the mic, and why?
Great in the ring because I don't really like talking on the mic too much. Like
It
in the
makes
15
sense.
years, I could probably count on one hand on how many promos I had to cut inside the ring.
Gotcha.
Excuse
So, in the 15 years you've been doing this, what would you say has been your most unusual or memorable encounter with a fan?
Uh-huh. Which one? Well, as a heel, I said and did things to where a fan did get offended. I'm not going to repeat what I said or what I did, but I had to have my security for that show escort me to the vehicle.
I believe it. I believe it. So you've been working, like I said, for a while, and
Hey, Matt, if
the
my
the
phone
fifth.
dies, I'm gonna turn it back on right now. So just in case.
Okay.
But keep going.
So you've been doing this for 15 years, so that span of time included this. So how did you handle the pandemic, wrestling career-wise? How much of an impact did you feel from the COVID pandemic?
Pandemic, I didn't wrestle at all because a lot of promotions here in Texas actually shut
Okay,
down.
right. So, do you have an all-time favorite match as a fan? Um, a match that's just
At
near and dear
the
to your heart. That
WrestleMania, Shawn
near.
Michaels,
Oh, go ahead.
Shawn Michaels Undertaker WrestleMania. It was Shawn's retirement match.
Yeah, yeah.
Just the moonsault
so
that transitioned into the tombstone was
oh yeah.
perfect.
So piggybacking onto that question, do you have an all-time favorite promo as a fan?
As a heel, since I am a heel, I believe I'm not. I don't know if it was ECW, but it was the infamous Bubba Ray promo.
Fair enough. Fair
It
enough.
was it was bad.
Gotcha.
Like as soon as we
So
finish here, I'll send you that clip. I'll find it. I'll send it to you. It was bad.
okay. So this is one of these questions that the answer can literally change almost moment to moment, hour to hour, day to day. But at this very moment, in your opinion, who are the best male and best female wrestlers in the world? Who's the best man and who's the best
Male,
woman?
I will say off the top, Will Ospreay.
I won't argue that. Man, he is phenomenal.
Women, I don't really follow the women too much, but if I did, just because of how she performs her character, I would say Alexa.
Alexa Bliss? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this can be present day or past. Who would be a dream opponent for you? Who would you, that you haven't had the opportunity? Whoops. Well, looks like we lost him. Hopefully he'll be rejoining us shortly. In the meantime, do any of you have any questions, comments, thoughts? Shadow animals? Anything? No? Okay. Well, we'll give it a few more minutes, and we will see if he returns, and if not, we'll call it an evening. Hey. Hello? You hearing me? No? Well, I guess not. Well, I guess at this point we're just gonna kind of wrap things up, unfortunately. Um, so, as far as what we've got coming up on the Throwdown, a week from today, Wednesday, May 13th, 7 p.m. Eastern, we've got episode 227. And our guest is a Pennsylvania-based wrestler, Sturdy Sal Mistretta. And then Friday, May 15th, 7 p.m. Eastern. We've got episode 228, and our guest is a wrestler based out of Baltimore, Lemon Guy. And at this point, we are actually, well, hang on, he may be back. Hello? 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 Are you hearing me? I'm not hearing you. Hello? I guess we're just going to have to wrap this up. Anyway, my apologies for the technical difficulties that my guest is having. We will be back a week from tonight, May 13th, with Sturdy Sal Mastretta. And in the meantime, well, let's see. Hang on. He may be back. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
There we go.
Okay. What was going on?
My phone died.
Oh. Gotcha. Okay. Well, anyway, like I said, when we got cut off, this can be past or present. Who would be a dream opponent? Who would you love to have the opportunity to share a ring with that you haven't had the chance to?
All right, I'm gonna do it in a two-step answer.
Okay.
Alive, Will Ospreay. Easily.
Yep.
Past, Eddie.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Hands down.
So, what is your favorite move? What is something you just really enjoy doing? And on the flip side of that, is there a move that you won't do or you would at least rather not do, and that can be giving or receiving?
I don't do power drivers. I don't take them. I don't give them. They're too dangerous. I don't like it. I don't trust it.
Gotcha. What about your favorite move?
Like my finish or just the move that I'm always doing? Like in the ring, like in any part of the match?
Just a move that you really enjoy doing.
There is one that I've always used. How I set it up is I'll go into a wrist lock, and I kind of got a variation from Booker T, his swinging leg kick. So it's a swinging leg kick while I'm holding onto the wrist.
Okay. So you've been doing this long enough that I'm sure this applies to one degree or another. So I'll ask you, what hurts right now?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Mainly it's the back because
the back
of all the bumps.
Gotcha. So, over the 15 years you've been doing this, what is the worst bump you have taken?
I would say I took a front bump, a face bump off of. I want to say it was off of a 25-foot ladder, a cutter.
That'll do it.
It hurt.
No doubt. No doubt. So, kind of a hot take question. What are your thoughts on the recent round of releases from WWE? You know, they've released the Wyatts, they've released Aleister Black and Zelina, and they've just released the New Day. What are your thoughts?
I didn't know. I heard about the Wyatts. I didn't hear about the New Day being released.
The New Day got released over the weekend,
I didn't hear. I didn't see that one.
that has really shocked a lot of people because everybody kind of thought that Woods and Kofi were lifers, but
You would think they were.
apparently, apparently they asked Woods and Kofi to take a significant pay cut and restructure their contract, and they said no, thank you, and they came to a mutual agreement to part ways. So
They'll. I guarantee they'll head to AEW.
yeah,
They'll either head to
yeah,
AEW. Excuse me. I know Xavier has connections in Japan, so I have a
yeah,
feeling he might go to New Japan.
yeah. Who knows? I mean, as talented as both of those guys are, though, they're going to be fine. I mean,
Oh yeah, they're
so,
set.
but I just find it interesting that suddenly we're having all of these somewhat out of left field releases.
The YS6, I kind of see that they weren't really doing
Yeah,
too much.
no, they creatively they
Wait, did Bo get
they
released?
yeah the whole faction.
I didn't see that one. I
Yeah,
saw the Y. I saw Loomis and the other dude get released, but I didn't know Bo got released as well.
yeah, Bo got released, and what's her face? The girl. I'm drawing a blank on her name right
I know
now.
who you're talking about. She used to
Yeah,
be women's champ.
yeah, yeah,
She used to go by Nikki Cross.
yeah. Nikki Cross. That's who it is. Yeah, yeah, the whole faction's gone, and they also released Tongaloa.
No,
Yeah,
bruh.
and Jeff Cobb.
I see that coming.
Yeah, yeah. It's a weird time. So, knowing everything you know at this point in your life, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
As far as wrestling or just life in general,
Life in general.
don't do stupid shit.
Yeah,
Simple.
yeah.
Like I've done a lot of stupid things in my life. Don't do stupid shit.
Yep. So, do you have any pre-show traditions? Any things that you try to do consistently before you walk through the curtain?
What I usually used to, I used to do it. I haven't done it recently. Um, I would like to get to the venue before anybody else. And it's weird. I know some of the wrestlers they've actually caught me. I like to sit on the. Obviously, I like to sit in the ring, but in the corner, put my head on the turnbuckle and take a nap, just so
Fair
I can
enough.
get into the element.
Gotcha.
But aside from that, just listening to music, really.
Gotcha. So something that we've done in all of these that's just been kind of fun is we've let the current guest pose a question for the next guest. And so my previous guest was my previous guest was a wrestler based in Florida named Sammy Pandora. And the question that she asked is, if wrestling were to end for you today, what would you do?
Like if I couldn't wrestle,
Right.
I would open up a school.
Gotcha.
Just so I can teach the next generation.
Gotcha. So, do you have a question you would like to ask the next guest? And I can tell you the next guest is a wrestler based in Philadelphia by the name of Sturdy Sal Mastretta.
Okay. Let's see. Is he a new guy or is he a vet?
I think he's been doing it for a while.
Okay. All right. What's the next accomplishment he wants to get before he retires? Simple.
That's a good question. How would you answer that?
I'll retire whenever I see the next generation, they're ready.
Gotcha.
I'll retire whenever I see that wrestling here in my local region is in good hands.
Gotcha. So we're pretty much at the end of things now. So do you have any upcoming shows or anything at all that you'd like to give some hype to?
I have a lot of shows coming up, actually. I don't know all the dates off the top of my head, but I know I am headed to. I have some shows in San Antonio. I have some in Houston. Excuse me. Let's see. I just got booked for a show in June over in Florida, and I'm in talks with a promoter out of Arkansas.
Okay.
But as far as my dates, all of my dates and my schedules, I usually post them on my Instagram.
Gotcha. Well, as far as what we've got coming up on the Throwdown, like I said, next Wednesday, May 13th, 7 p.m. Eastern, I've got episode 227, and our guest is a wrestler based in Pennsylvania, Sturdy Sal Mastretta. And then a week from Friday, May 15th, 7 p.m. Eastern, we've got episode 228. And our guest is a wrestler based in Baltimore, Maryland, Lemon Guy.
Lemon Guy?
Lemon Guy.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, before we wrap all of this up, do you have any final words?
I just want to thank you, Matt, for allowing me to come on.
Absolutely.
I know we had a little technical difficulties here today, but I would definitely like to come back on sometime down the road.
Oh, for sure. And, hopefully by then we'll have some of the technical difficulties worked out and we can have more of a conversation.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
So, but anyway, for those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be seeing this on replays and such, thank you for that. If you like what we have going here, definitely do the old like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next Wednesday, May 13th, with Sturdy Sal Mastretta, Be good to each other, love each other, and